Welcome, traveler, to my realm of nightmares. Allow me to be your personal assistant into my realm. Come in, take a seat, get comfortable, for when you step into my realm, there's no stepping out.
They say that curiosity killed the cat. Ever wonder why that became a thing? Well, sometimes it's better to let sleeping dogs lie. If I had done that, I would not be in the situation I currently find myself in. There was a legend in the small town that I currently find myself in. I heard a legend of a well in the back of a massive mansion that was said to host all sorts of treasures. This was one such legend. The rumor was that the people that owned the property were rich, and I don't mean they lived in a nice house and had a fancy car rich. I mean the kind of rich where they were descendant from old money. The family did not trust banks, or so the tale said. To protect the wealth of their family, the well in the back of the yard was said to host all sorts of gems, jewels, and money. I plan to confirm these rumors. Oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name's Alex, a thief by trade, but I like to consider myself a liberator of expensive items. After the liberation, I like to give them to people that need them considerably more. Also, please keep the Robin Hood jokes to yourself. I get enough of that shit. Unlike most thieves, I always do my research into a place before breaking into it. I scout my target to see what kind of home defenses they may have: dog, security camera, alarms, and the worst of all, any nosy neighbor that, if they saw me, could throw a monkey wrench into this whole plan of mine. So, with this all in mind, allow me to take you to the week before the heist. I woke up and put on my electrician's uniform. I use this disguise often, and it allows me to get close to any house to gauge the level of difficulty for my mark. Getting into my SUV, I drove to the location. It was roughly around 3 hours from my hotel. The town by the mansion, but this family owned everything in this town and had themselves far removed from it, isolated in their own estate, never really stepping foot in the town. Parking my vehicle, I noticed that they had a massive gate with an intercom that has clearly been out of order for years, and no one has bothered to repair it either. The gate stood there, rusted, and the doors wide open. This family either does not give a shit about security, or this is going to be a bust. Driving up the path that led to the driveway and parking, I saw no evidence of either a dog or a security system. However, I did notice a security camera, only one, facing the path that overlooked the driveway to the house and to the front door. Getting out of my car and putting on my ball cap, making sure to keep my head down so the cameras did not capture my face, I knocked on the front door. I heard no dog. Excellent, I think to myself. This will make getting in and out without detection much easier. Few things are as annoying or a pain in the ass as a dog. Moments after I knocked on the front door, an elderly man in a suit answered the door. "May I help you, sir?" the old man politely asks. "Yes, sir. I work for the electric company and need to check your meters." "Are you the homeowner, sir?" I said with a polite voice. "No, I am the butler, sir. Would you like me to get Mr. Campbell for you?" "Yes, please. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you, sir." After I had said this, he allowed me into the house. The inside was well furnished, with many fancy objects just waiting to be liberated. But what I came here for, they would not be showing off in the foyer. They kept that in a much more secret location. "Master Campbell, may I present to you, sir? I don't believe I got your name." "Oh, my name is Edward." The butler corrects himself. "May I present to you, Sir Edward?" Yes, that's all well and good, thank you." He waved a hand. "You may be excused. Please, go back to your duties." "Yes, master." And he was gone just as fast as he had come. He looked back at me, eyeing me suspiciously. "What can I do for you?" he asked, clearly in no mood to deal with someone he considered inferior to himself. So I spoke quickly and confidently. "Sir, I am here to check your meters. I am required by my company to inform you I am on your property. I will be in and out. You will not even notice me." He considered me briefly. Very well. Get to your task and complete it. Show yourself out. I am far too busy to waste my time on the likes of you. Leaving the house, I went around the property and acted as if I were checking the meters while I was examining the perimeter of the property. I did not notice any other cameras or any other security, really. I, however, did notice the well. It sat in the center of the yard. It was locked. Gonna need some tools to get into that. Finishing up, I got back into my car and drove back to the hotel. For the next 3 days, I made sure I had a plan made and had all the tools I would need. I made a few more passes by the house to learn the time of night they went to bed, any neighbors I would need to be wary about. There were none. The family in the mansion went to bed early, so this seemed like an easy in and out. Finally, the night of the job came. I got into my car and drove the 3 hours it would take to get there. After the long car ride, I got out of my car after parking it a few blocks from the estate to avoid being spotted. Walking the rest of the way, I scaled the massive gate. I had done this hundreds of times before, and this was no different. Getting over the fence, I made a beeline right for the well. After getting out of view of the house, I turned on my flashlight. Right as I got within spitting distance of the well, my world went black. Waking up inside a small wooden box, my arms and legs bound, I could not understand what was happening until I saw 6 figures all standing around the hole that they had placed me in. "Let me go, you bastards!" I yell at them as one of the figures emerges, looking down at the hole. The figure takes off his mask. It's the owner of the house. "What? Why am I in this hole? And tied up? I'm sorry for trespassing, but this does not give you the right to do this. Let me go and I won't tell anyone," I shouted up from the hole. The group just laughed in unison. It was an odd laugh, sending chills down my spine. They stopped just before the leader, the owner, spoke up. "Oh, you think I tied you up and dug a grave just because you were trying to steal from me?" A smile appeared on his face. "Tell the others I said hello." Again, the group laughed as one. He put his mask back on. As 2 others pushed over a rope ladder into my grave, they descended in, not really looking at me. To my horror, they placed a lid over my wooden box. The sound of hammer hitting nails filled my tiny coffin. I screamed, "Let me go!" It was silent for a moment before I heard the dirt hitting the wood. I started to scream and thrash the best I could, trying to loosen up my restraints. Soon, I could no longer hear the dirt hitting the box. The lack of sound made a cold sweat cover my body. I redoubled my efforts, thrashing and smacking my head against the wooden coffin. None of this made any difference. I was tied too tightly to even get free, and then there were 6 feet of dirt above me with my coffin around me. Once I calmed down, I could swear I heard voices. They were coming from my left and right, screaming as well. They were the others trapped in the earth with me, probably in their own coffins. "Hello! Is there somebody there?" I tried to yell, but I had used up so much of my precious oxygen. It came out as a meek, graspy whisper. Shortly after, I would lose consciousness, and this time, I was not sure I would ever wake up again. The following night, around 3 a.m., the 6 hooded figures each dug up a grave and took the bodies from their respective resting places. They headed to the well that hid no treasure. It was a massive altar. Each sacrifice had their blood removed and their heart set on 6 different pedestals that held horrific depictions of creatures. "We offer these 6 sacrifices. We offer you their lifeblood and their hearts in hopes that we please you, old gods. May you bless and show us your favor," said the leader. His head bowed. He turned to the others. "Now, get this meat gutted and cleaned. We have our meal with our gods."